guys, so I'm going to show you a record collection of my older records. I'm going to do it shelf by shelf, and then I'm going to splice the videos together so you can see it as a whole. Now, let's get started. First record I have is Foreigner, Agent Provocateur. Foreigner. Genesis, Invisible Touch. Genesis. Steve Gillette. And doesn't he kind of look like Paul Dano a little? My dad gave me this record. I have not listened to it, but my dad was really, really into folk music, so I do intend to play this record. An iconic album that I think everybody has in their collection, or pretty much does. Jimi Hendrix, The Experience, Are You Experienced? Such a good album. I need more Jimi Hendrix in my collection. Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant. And you really can get anything you want, Alice's Restaurant. Now, I saw this movie, and I immediately fell in love with this movie that I went and bought the soundtrack on eBay. True story. Buddy Holly, The Crickets, 20 Golden Grapes. I really miss Buddy Holly. He would have done so much great things if he was still alive, but for the 22 years of life that Buddy Holly has lived, he did some really great music. Huey Lewis and the News, Sports. Aretha Franklin, I Never Love a Woman the Way I Loved You. Peter Frampton comes alive, and he indeed comes alive on this album. England Dan and John Ford Coley, Nights Are Forever. I found this downstairs, and my dad said to listen to this entire album in its entirety, that you will love it, and I did, and surprise, my dad was right, I did love it. It's really good. Jose Feliciano, Soul. Feliciano, Jose Feliciano. He does some really great covers on this album. Erasure, Innocent. Erasure, Wonderland. Erasure, The Circus, because you gotta have some 80s music. Electric Light Orchestra, Time. Electric Light Orchestra, Third Day. The Eagles. The Eagles, Hotel California. Now, the Eagles, they did a tour here recently in July, but I didn't go. I mean, it was a really great tour. It was the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, and some other artists, and they played at the Dodger Stadium. I should have gone, but I didn't. Bob Dylan, John Wesley Harding. Because everybody needs a little more Bob Dylan in their life. I got this Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Donovan, Catch the Wind. Donovan's Greatest Hits. Donovan P. Leach. Donovan in Concert. I love folk music, especially 60s and 70s folk music. Thomas Dolby, Blinded Me with Science. Crosby, Stills and Nash. Harry Chapin, Living Room Suite. Oh, yeah. Crosby, Stills and Nash. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Four-Way Street. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Dallas Taylor and Gray Reeves, Deja Vu. An iconic Christmas album that everybody probably has to or should have in their collection, and that is Bing Crosby's Merry Christmas. Bayou Country, CCR. This is a really good album. Creedence Clearwater Revival, The Chronicle. And I really ought to thank my dad for playing a lot of CCR when I was little, because they're such a good band. Cosmo Factory, Creedence Clearwater Revival. My favorite album cover, by far, and this is Cream, Disraeli Gears. Face Value, my bad. Face Value by Phil Collins. Why am I calling him Peter? With a little help from my friend Joe Cocker. Joe Cocker. Look at this. Just love his animated faces he makes. A Maid of Constant Sorrow, Judy Collins. Chicago. Harry Chapman, Stories Live. Oh, Greatest Stories Live. Harry Chapman, Rarities and Balderdash. Harry Chapman, Snipers and Other Love Songs. Bronski Beat, Come On, Come On. Bryan Adams, Into the Fire. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Bee Gees, Children of the World. And I got this one for absolutely free. The Beatles' second album. The Beatles, 1967 to 1970. The Beatles, 1965. The Beatles, 1962 to 1966. The Beatles, Yellow Submarine. And I got this album from one of my coworkers, so I cherish this album very much, and it came from her collection. The Beatles. I mean, not the Beatles. The Beach Boys, 15 Big Ones. 32 Little Juice Coupe, The Beach Boys. The Beach Boys, Endless Summer. Becoming the Beach Boys. Beach Boys Concert. The Beach Boys, Good Vibrations. The Beach Boys, Pet Sound. Joan Baez, or Baez. As you can tell, I don't know if it was me, but I shouldn't have added that artwork when I was really little. Or it could have been my brother. America, Hat Trick. And Space Odyssey, 2001. Onward to the next shelf, guys. So let's go. First record, Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon. I feel like everybody and the grandma has Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon in their collection. Odetta sings folk songs. I remember my dad telling me, you really have got to listen to Odetta, and I did. And she really sings really, really good. Oh, this is Odetta, It's a Mighty World. Odetta and the Blues. This is a record store day edition. This is Harry Nilsson, Schmilsson. This is quite possibly, my favorite album of his, so I was really stoked to see that they redid it. Next one is Songs for Beginner, Graham Nash. I like this album. I love Better Days. Brace yourself. I got a lot of Monkees. The Monkees, Selections from the headquarters section. Mike Nesmith, the First National Band. The Birds and the Bees, the Monkees. The Monkees Live, 1967. The Monkees Head Alternative, and this is a Friday music release, which is really cool. The Monkees, Missing Link. Finally found this album, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. The Monkees, Good Times. The Monkees, Good Times Plus, and this is a Record Store Day edition that came out in 2016. Monkees, Flips. The Monkees, Cool It. Mike Nesmith and the First National Band. Now, this one's really cool because, look, it's in Japanese, so I'm thinking this is a Japanese pressing, which is really cool. I've never owned anything that was Japanese pressing. Mike Nesmith, Live at the Palalis. This one's a cool album cover. Chuck Mangione, Live at the Hollywood Bowl. Now, I do not know how this ended up in my collection, but I'm just keeping it because I love this album cover, but I really have got to listen to Chuck Mangione, so if you know who Chuck Mangione is, just, shout out at me in the comments below and tell me what songs you like by him. Madness. This is such an 80s cover. Michael Jackson, Thriller. Paul McCartney. Gordon Lightfoot, Summertime Dream. Gordon Lightfoot, Endless Wire. Gordon Lightfoot, Sunday Concert. My dad gave me this album. This is what started my love for Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot, Shadows. Gordon Lightfoot, Sundown. Led Zeppelin, I-4. Journey, Departure. Santana, Abrakis. Not a super huge Santana fan, but my dad gave me this record and I just keep it because it's for my dad. Steve Perry, Street Talk. Pete Seeger, Story Song. Nina Simone, Forbidden Fruit. I listened to this album and that woman has an amazing voice. So Nina Simone sings the blues. The Graduate. Songs by Paul Simon and Garfunkel. The Concert in Central Park. Simon and Garfunkel, Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme. Bookends, Simon and Garfunkel. Styx, The Grand Illusion. Styx, Kilroy Was Here. Stills, Stephen Stills. Never a Dull Moment, Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart, Every Picture Tells a Story, and I love this song right here. Let me show you. It's on here. Maggie May. Frank Sinatra Swings. My favorite Frank Sinatra album, Frank Sinatra Strangers in the Night. Frank Sinatra and his music. And this one's really cool. Christmas Songs by Sinatra, Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Born in the USA, Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen, The River. Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle. T for Tillerman, Cat Stevens. Numbers, Cat Stevens. And this one has a storybook with it. Cat Stevens' Greatest Hits. Steppenwolf, At Your Birthday Party. Steppenwolf II. And Steppenwolf Monster. Hey guys, we're going to show you the last shelf of my oldies collection. Andy Williams' Newest Hits. Andy Williams, the Academy Award winning Call Me Irresponsible and Other Hits from Movies. I found this downstairs in her house. I don't know who it came from, but now I have a lot of Andy Williams. Andy Williams, Dear Heart. You know me, I can't pass up his records for like 75 cents. Andy Williams, Hawaii Wedding Song. And I got this one recently at Desiree Industries. Andy Williams, Danny Boy. Also got the Hawaii Wedding Song at Desiree Industries for 75 cents. Andy Williams. Andy Williams, two-time winners. Andy Williams, Greatest Hits. Andy Williams sings Steve Allen. Andy Williams, Happy Heart. Another copy of Andy Williams, Happy Heart, because the other copy I had was really scratched up. Andy Williams, Merry Christmas, because you gotta have, you know, some Christmas music from Andy Williams. I still need to get his other Christmas album. Steve Winwood. Tommy the Who. The Traveler's Dream. Living Strings. Music from The Sound of Music. Incense and Peppermint, The Strawberry Alarm Clock. My favorite Rolling Stones album, Exile on Main Street. I want to thank you, my dad, for giving me this so I can have it in my collection. Rolling Stones, Out of My Head, The Rolling Stones. Oh, Out of Our Head, The Rolling Stones. The Partridge Family, Up to Date. You gotta have a little Partridge Family in your collection. The Platters, Only You. The Platters, In the Still of the Night. The Ohio Express, Beg, Borrow, and Steal. If You Can Believe Your Eyes and Ears, The Mamas and the Papas. And this is a mono copy. I'm really pleased to have a mono copy. The Loving Spoonful, Do You Believe in Magic? The Loving Spoonful, Everything Playing. The Kingston Trio, String Along, with America's Favorite Balladeer. The Kingston Trio. The Kingston Trio, Going Places. Best of the Kingston Trio, Volume 3. From the Hungry Eye, the Kingston Trio. The Best of the Hermit's Hermits, Volume 2. Share the Land, The Guess Who. The Guess Who, American Women. The Byrds, Mr. Tambourine Man, Turn, Turn, Turn. The Byrds' Greatest Hits, and this one's also a monocopy. Byrds, Fifth Dimension, The Doors, Jet Roll Tall, Aqualung. Currently, I left something in there. I shall get it out. Okay. James Taylor, Mudslide Slim, and the Blue Horizon. James Taylor's Greatest Hits. James Taylor Gorilla. Ian and Sylvia, Early Morning Rain. Woodstock. These things are really cool. This is Tchaikovsky. I like having some classical music in my collection, so this one's pretty cool, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. And last but not least, the Concert for Bangladesh. George Harrison and many other people. Now, thanks for watching, guys. This video took some time to make, but it was well worth it, and that is my record collection for 2017. So, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace, guys.